Oh, hi, Lisa. You beat me here. I'll be right back. I'm just trying to let everybody know I'm here. Now let's see if I can see it from my proper spot. Well, let's see then. Okay. Yay, I can see. Oh, I'm just gonna wax some of these pages while I wait for everybody to get here, Lisa. So this first little part might be kind of boring. I have to get this done sooner or later, and I figured if I waited, I don't want to start our project until some folks get here. So, what are you up to today, Lisa? Besides watching my live. Okay, Lisa, that's good. Are you going to play along with us today? I'm hoping that several people do. Oops, there's wax everywhere now. It's funny, one page will take no wax and the next one will take a lot. Just watch and play later. I can only oh dear. Well, we're gonna play with some junk mail and stuff. So, and I have some happy mail I want to show off. So, what are you working on right now? Are you making art or just doing chores? I know this is not a great time for everybody, but it's what I can, so far, it's what I can work out. Just chores. That's no fun. Partly it's what I can work out because I take Sundays off usually from making beads. I have to have a day where I don't work on that. Hi, Dawn. You've been sitting there waiting? Oh dear. I hope I can live up to that expectation, Dawn. Oh boy. I'm just kind of waxing some of these pages until folks get here. It's one of those things that has to get done eventually, so. And it's just one of those, jobs. Oh my goodness, there's 9 people here. Did I miss people coming in? Goodness. Dawn, are you going to play along today with our new project? Why wax pages? Okay. There's a lot of acrylic paint on here, and what happens is they stick. Now, for some reason, that one didn't stick. But listen, when you take them apart, even though there's not paint that much on the back, so if you wax the pages, and different people use different things. I think it was Dee Dee Willingham. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. I think it was Dee Dee Willingham that mentioned using Minwax finishing wax, but they also make this wax called Daddy Van's wax, and everybody really likes that too. I got this, and heavens, there's a pound of it, and I've barely touched it with all of the pages I've waxed. It just keeps them from sticking to one another, and especially if your pages are facing one another in a journal, and that way they can just kind of not stick to one another. And it just takes a little bit, and you try to wipe it off. So I'm just kind of doing that. Hi, Crafty Grandma. Crafty Grandma, I promise I won't remember, but what is your name, so I don't call you Crafty Grandma all the time, if I can remember? While everybody's here, let me see if I can get this in, and I'll do that like that. I'm going to wax these pages and keep talking, but I decided well, it's been coming. I have a Facebook group now. It's called This, That, and Chat, Journals, Mixed Media, and More. And I couldn't put it on. Hi, Gloria. Okay, Gloria, that sounds awesome. I hope you'll try playing along with the project later. Anyways, I have a new... Okay, did I miss something here? No. Okay. I have a new Facebook group. And the Facebook group is so that we can do some things with the channel, some challenges. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to play in the other groups that I belong to, but I wanted to do some things that, you know, we're just Lillian. Okay. Gloria, we'll see you later then. And Lillian, I'll try to remember. I'm not really good at that. I will confess I'm not real good at remembering names. So anyways, I don't know who all else is here. I'm waiting for Mindy, which she's Mint Z, and then we're going to do some Happy Mail. But that's probably enough of these. You guys will get bored. Ooh, that left icky on my fingers. My fingers are waxy now. Okay, there's going to be a loud noise. Sorry. Let me find a... You know, I told y'all what you needed for today's project, and I didn't think to tell you that you might need a baby wipe or a washcloth. So, hi Sharon. If you're going to play along today, you might want to get yourself a wet rag so that you can wash your fingers off later. Okay, I'm going to do another little project while we wait. I'm really waiting for Mindy and everybody. Let's see, what time is it? It's only 12:03. Okay, why do I have those stuck to that? That's interesting. See, I'm going to have to wax this too. So this is the book that's going to house those papers. And the unfinished ones that I haven't done yet. Someday I will finish them. I'm sorry, I have to stop and read chat every so often, but I covered it, and I like the cover a lot, but I don't like what happened, and I don't think I can really show you. I don't like what happened to the edges, so I thought I would try putting this on the edges. And I think what I'm going to try to do is to put it on with some glue. Hi, Mary. Okay, there's Mindy. Okay. Oh, goody, Mindy's here. All right, we can start. I'm going to put this away. I'll do that another time. I'm kind of excited to start the project. Hi, Becky. Let's see. Dawn, Lisa, Mindy, Gloria's going to have to come back later. Sharon's here. Becky's here. I don't know if Janet's coming. Hi, Ruby. Have I missed anybody? Listen, guys, if I've missed you, please, 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 please say hey again, because I don't mean to miss you. I have to tell you that this box showed up. And the guilty party is Mindy. And Mindy, I'm not kidding. I almost was in tears, guys. You just don't know what's in this box. And I just peeked. I haven't really looked. Okay, so it came and I thought, okay, I'll open it because this is a big box. And so I opened it and I thought, okay, I've got to peek. I can't help it. I have to peek. And she had put these really cute little borders on the top. There's kitty cats. They're little black cats. And these are pumpkins. And Mindy, did you cut these or are these something you got somewhere? Because they're really cool. This one is purple. I'm going to take them. I'll take them out and show you. Okay. Hi, Patricia. I'll show them to you in a minute. I'll put them on some white paper. But so I decided, okay, I've got to peek underneath here. And I popped up the bubble wrap. And guys, what's under here is these mixed media art sprays. They're acrylic sprays. Mindy, I cannot say thank. They were from your punches. They're gorgeous, Mindy. I just can't believe you did this. This is just fantastic. I'm going to take them out so we can read them. And I don't have any of these at all. So this is just I didn't want to miss anything down there. Just too much. Let me show you these thingies that she sent. But oh, Mindy, this is just too much. Look, there it is. I love these. These are so cool. There's purple cobwebs and black cobwebs. Lisa's here? Oh, Lisa was here first. Okay. Hope. Oh, you're just so sweet. Smile. I was just in awe. And they're kitty cats. And these. See, aren't these cool? And these are just so beautiful, guys. Oh my gosh, this one must be gold. They're acrylic sprays, and therefore they're permanent. And they have the most beautiful colors. Look at, I hope it's okay to turn them upside down, but look at this. Mindy, thank you so much. I cannot tell you. That's a luscious purple. I don't think you guys can see that at all. They're just beautiful. That is a really pretty tealy color too. And blue. Anyways, Mindy, I will have to come up with a project to use them. Hi, Sherry. They're just beautiful, and I can't thank you enough. They're just awesome. You're just awesome. But then, guys, not only did she do all that, oh, that's not a good place for them. Just a minute. She did all that, and then she sent me something she had made, and it's so cute and so pretty. And she says, this is a little envelope type junk journal that I made. I used the art sprays and left it up to me to decorate it. So, and I don't know who the little bird was, but I have an inkling I might know. But there's a little bird out there that deserves a thank you too, if Mindy wasn't the one that heard. Anyways, this is a little envelope journal so that you can tuck things into it. And it has some cool paper on it that has ravens on it. And then she's painted it with those sprays. Oh, and this one is, oh, this one flips. So she's painted the envelopes and then used some really cool Halloween type scrapbook paper. So thank you, Mindy. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Just, I can't thank you enough. Mindy, this is cool how it has two. Okay, there's a pocket. Is there a pocket in there? No. Okay. That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure how she put that together. I'll have to look at it more closely. Because these three flip up. And then this one has another flip in the middle. So it's really cool. So, thank you, Mindy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And guys, I hope none of you worried about us with the storm. We did not really get the storm. We were lucky, and it went east of us, and the west side of a hurricane is always the good side to be on. Hi, Susan. That's the big thing with the west side of a hurricane. If you're on this side, you're pretty good, but we're about 2, maybe 3 counties from where the bad stuff is. So we got very lucky, and this is the second time the storm has been to the east of us and that we haven't been involved in it. Yeah, Sherry, the little book was real cute. I'll have to look at how it's all put together. Anyways, since everybody's here, are you ready to do the project? And I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, if you're going to play along, you might want something to wipe your fingers on, because oh dear, Lisa. I knew it went through really bad. You know, Tallahassee was hit real bad, and they're not on the coast. So that storm just went all the way up. So Mary's ready, ready, ready. Dawn is ready. Okay. So I had you get all of these. Oh, before I do that, this is the new Facebook group. If you guys, you don't get any junk mail, okay, Becky, then a magazine will work. I'll show you. The new Facebook group is called This, That, and Chat, Journals, Mixed Media, and More. And, well, hello, Mr. Victor. And I will put a link later, unless Becky or Mary could grab a link for y'all. You both have wrenches. Hi, Linda. Oh, and Mary, I saw that snow. I'm not envying you at all. I have. We may be going to have 90-degree weather again today, but Becky, if you don't have junk mail, let me see. This needs to go right back here. If you don't have junk mail, you probably have a catalog or a magazine or something that you could use. And so that will work just fine. I want to start a project, and it's going to be, and I meant to write it down for y'all and I forgot. Let me see if I can remember how I put it. It's called, let me see if I can get to it so I can give you the hashtag that I've got. It's called hashtag TOT. Totally junk journal. Okay, but we're going to kind of decorate it as we go. Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Becky. I appreciate it. And the thing is I see so many people in some of the other groups that say, I don't have anything, so I can't play along. So we're going to do a mixed media thing with the junk and the scraps and the stuff like that. So you can start with a piece of junk mail, a magazine page, it doesn't matter. I had a page here I was going to start with. This is an insurance renewal thing that we don't use that insurance. So it's a long piece of paper. Now you want to make sure that it's not really, this has a tear line, but it's not really scored. And we're going to glue on top of it. And I told you to have, let me see what everybody's, oh my gosh. '93, we spent the morning putting, Lillian, okay, we had 2 days of nice weather, and it is supposed to be starting to get cooler, but we have had heat warnings. The first 2 weeks of October, we had over 100-degree heat index. It's not normal. You guys are a really good team. Anyways, so I'm going to start with this, and we're going to do a project where each week we're going to create part of our signature. That's my plan. And this is stuff where my new printer had to print out stuff to set up, and so it's perfectly good to use too. Something like that. Becky, did you get any, do you have security envelopes? That's another thing we're going to use, is security envelopes. And we're just going to open them up like so. And if you look at security envelopes, there's some really cool stuff in security envelopes. And so for this project, you don't need much. We're going to need a glue stick, and this is Mary's favorite glue stick, this Elmer's Extreme, and I do have to admit that I really do like this glue stick, Mary. Perfect. The Del Trifodide will work perfectly for this page. This glue stick is really, really nice. I happen to have this one. I wanted to try it, and I have some others that I have to use before I can go buy new ones. So we're going to start with book pages, and I have some leftover book pages and security envelopes. And if you don't have leftover book pages, this is the book I have been scavenging. I don't know whether it came from the library book sale or a garage sale or something. It was on dietary stuff, so that's one of the things that you can do. Okay, but are they the security envelopes, Becky? Because we're going to use them. We're going to use the decorations. Now, Becky, if you don't have this, I know you have a scrap box full of little pieces of paper. So little pieces of paper. The other thing that you can use, and I use an awful lot of, is in a magazine. If you look at, now that's heavy. Okay. Look at this magazine page. There's some really cool color on this page. We can have, oh, look at the back and the design here. And we're going to tear up some colored paper and some security paper, security envelopes. Yeah, your scrap bags. Yeah, that'll work, Becky. Anything. Now, I'm not gonna probably use that little piece just because it's white. Don't tear the pieces too small right now. And later, I'll put some links. I'm just tearing off the white edges of this. This is leftover book paper from my fall journal thing. I'll put some links to some collage artists that I just adore watching. Mags Lockley from New Zealand. She does the most amazing things in her glue book. You really ought to take a look at hers. Caged Fish does some fabulous stuff. Yeah, any paper is perfect. We're just, at the moment, I don't want any big images. What I want is a background. So what we're going to do is we're going to take any of this kind of stuff. And now you don't want the plastic part where that little thing is. And we're going to, the deal was I wanted to be able to make something that no matter what kind of supplies you had, you could play along. So, yes, Maggie makes amazing pictures. Chelsea, okay, I'll have to look at hers too. I mentioned having a catalog or an old magazine that you didn't like very much. Well, I can't find the new one. I have a brand new one. I use a catalog over there on that side because I use it as my glue paper. Now, you don't have to do it that way, but for me, it works best. Because that way my glue is all on this paper and I'm not sticking everything to it. So, okay, I remember that I had problems with last time. I took the wrong end off this glue stick. Okay, Joey, is Joey here? Oh, that's another person to look at, Mr. Victor? Oh, hi, Joey. We're getting started on our totally junk journal. So I have this, it's pretty good sized. It's going to make a nice deep page. And we are going to make the whole page covered with our little scraps of paper. So, the reason I like having a magazine, and I'm hoping you can see that, I'll put it a little closer, is that then this glue that's all over the magazine does not get on my top of my papers. And I'm going to glue right over the edge. I'm going to And I try to get my glue stick to go clear out beyond my thing. Now, if you happen to have it, a plastic card helps to stick them down. Okay, so we're going to cover up our whole paper, and I personally am going to cover mine up with non-colors of paper. I'm going to use the book pages, the security envelopes, and all of that for my first layer. And I often do things in layers. If you guys have watched me at all, you know that, and I want some more decorations. The one thing about security envelopes, you can look at every single one of them and they will be very different. And of course the ones I grabbed are all buried. They're all white. Oh dear. So you'll get all kinds of different designs inside. Hi Joey and everybody. Oh, awesome. That's awesome, Lisa. I'm just going to tear a few extra pieces. Now, I'm not sure where I have glue, so because I don't know where I have glue, I take my catalog and I change the page, and it gives me a new page to get sticky. And another thing to do is to not worry which direction the words go. We don't really care. And in a few minutes your fingers are going to get really sticky, so baby wipe or something might help. And if you put something over the top of something else, that's fine. It's not going to be that thick. That's one of the reasons why we're starting with this. Now, if you didn't have any junk mail, you could start with a magazine or a catalog page. That would work too. And this is a grab it and glue kind of project. You're just going to stick them down. And I definitely do not like this this glue stick. It's icky. It's sliming all over the place. So that answers that one. I think we need more book pages on there. And if you were to get glue on top of your papers, it's not a big issue. They'll dry eventually. See, I got too much security envelope and not enough book paper over there. Oh, there's another Lisa. Yup. Oh, hi, Lisa. Lisa Conway, hi, and Lisa Jameson. Okay, did I miss something? Yes, it is. Gluing is. Oh, I love watching them glue in the glue books. That is fun. Okay, let's get some more of this on there. Now you notice I'm going over the edge. We'll fix the edge in a little bit. Oh, and I just got really sticky. Like I said, this glue stick is leaving big old lumps of glue. I'm not happy with it. So, see, it's icky. Remind me I need to put washcloth on your... Hi, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry, I have no desire to be up there with Mary. And after 12 years in South Dakota, we deserve a little warm weather, but I wouldn't mind some fall. One of the things you do want to try to do is make sure to get your glue stick all the way out to the edges. That is the thing that you, it's not even the middles that make the difference, it's the edges. And the book pages are really not about reading whatever's on it. It's about the visual aspect of the book page. And I just keep, as I go along and I'm gluing something, I just keep turning the page in my catalog so that I have a fresh sheet, so that while my fingers get sticky, Patricia, it's snowing there too. Yeah, I don't want to be there. Lillian, is it snowing up there yet? Lillian's in Quebec, I think, guys. I know she's in Canada. And you see, I haven't added any color so much so far. Now, that doesn't mean you can't. I haven't. The idea is just to get a base layer of paper. That's all I'm trying to do right now. Of every different direction. All over. Oops. Those little pieces of dictionary paper they bend. So, and every so often I just absolutely have to wash my fingers. I don't know if I didn't play with enough glue growing up or just what, because I don't really like having glue on my fingers. And you don't need real small pieces. I've gotten some pretty small pieces in there, so it's taking a little while. This takes a little while. And it makes a big mess over, you can't see the mess over here too much, but I am definitely making a big old mess. And that's okay. Hi, Janet. Oh, Janet, I guess I should have waited till you got here. We started without you. Janet, we're taking a piece of junk mail, and it can be like an ad, or this happened to be a flyer for insurance. It could be just a sheet of copy paper too, or a magazine page, anything you want. And we're gluing security envelope designs and book text to it. Yep, it's going to be totally junk journal. And Joey, one of the reasons that made me decide to do this was I have heard so many people say, I don't have supplies. I don't have this or I don't have that. And I know I've been there. Not anymore. I mean, I have all kinds of supplies. But that was the real reason for starting this project. So, and I want to do it this way because I have some ideas. So, and we're going to kind of do some collage on it. Boy, is this glue. You know, it might be, guys, because it's so warm. It's pretty warm in here. So, but this. I'm out of book paper again. And now I have, look, I've got paper stuck to my fingers. Rub in it, Tanya, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, it's warm. Yeah, it's warm. Well, Jerry, like I said, oh, you might not have been here. We had heat index warnings last week. The storm brought in some cool weather. I've actually been able to open the windows 2 days in a row in the morning. Now, by afternoon, I have to close the windows because otherwise it's just too hot. But in the mornings, it has been cool enough to have some fresh air for a change. I don't think our windows have been open in 8 months. No, that's not where I want to put that. We'll just put it up here. Oh, Azure, you're here? Hi. Azure, grab a piece of junk mail and start gluing some book paper to it. Joey, are you playing too? I've just been... Oh, yes. Uh-huh. We're going to do a little collage in this one, Joey. Just for the sake of doing something a little bit different. Now then, guys, I didn't get a count of who all is playing. So if you could do me a favor and holler out that you're playing today, I would appreciate it, just because hi, Barbara. I would just like to, I'm just curious. It has, you know, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to, but I'm just curious who all's playing along. Now, so far, I have used 3 different security envelopes, some little pieces of dictionary paper, and a page from a book. Oops. I just folded that dictionary paper is so thin. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Oh, I'll have to look later. Hi, Vicky. No, Jerry, it's not really pick 10. Let me give you guys a... Okay, I have a piece of paper here. On my channel update thing the other day, and guys, just so you know, I started a Facebook channel. It's called This, That, and Chat, Journals, Mixed Media, and More, and I will put a link later when I do the thing. But anyways, we're using junk mail. I have an old catalog to use as a glue book. You can use old book pages. We might need a couple of magazines, maybe some images later. Your scrap box full of stuff. We all have a scrap box pretty much. A glue stick and some scissors. That's we're working on the first page of our junk journal. And I'm just using, this happened to be a piece of, it was like an advertisement for insurance for the camper, which we don't use this company anymore. So, and I am just sticking these book pages and what have you and whatnot all over this piece of paper. And I'm using a pretty much monotone theme at the moment. And that is because I'll put some color on it later with other things. I am not worrying whether or not my book pages are right side up or not. So guys, grab a piece of paper if you want to play along, because it's going to take me a while to finish putting this all down. Okay. Let's turn it upside down on purpose. We need to always think about turning things upside down. This glue stick is so soft. And Jerry, I'm sorry that you're cold. I bet Mary's cold too. Mary's not saying very much. She must be working. Lisa, after Janet did that, I saw that Maggie Lockley did it too. So they look like such fun pieces. We're going to have to do some of them. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm just not very good with glue, apparently, because I've got it all over me now. I need another book page because I've run out of book paper. Mary's sitting in front of her register, nice and toasty. Oh. Yeah, Becky's busy working, I think. Becky didn't have any, Becky says she doesn't get junk mail. I don't know how she avoids it. We end up getting junk mail at 2 houses. And I am tearing the white stuff off just because I don't like it. Okay, and I ran out of some of my colors or my textures of envelope. I'm going to have little pieces of paper all over the floor again. And Jeff comes in here to vacuum and he goes, I'd vacuum the floor, but there's no room on the floor for me to vacuum. You've covered it all up again. Needed some little pieces here. Okay, and I've got another This is the slap it down part of this project. But it's fun to do. It's like gluing stuff makes you feel better. I swear it does. Just like a kid in a candy store, you gotta find the next piece to stick down. I'm gonna have to stop and look at chat though, because I keep forgetting to watch you guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, Barbara, it's always just a total mess. Well, we don't actually have two houses, Barbara. We only have one, but we used to get our mail when we lived in the RV. We had to have a permanent address, so all of our mail goes to, a lot of our mail goes to Jeff's father's house, and we've managed to change all of the important stuff, but we still get a lot of junk mail over there because, you know, once you get on a mailing list at one address, they know where you are and they seem to travel with you. But he just calls us and says, oh, you have mail here, and we pretty much know it's all junk. But that we have a lot of days we don't get any mail at all, which I thought was kind of odd. Now I have glued myself to my thing here, to my table. There we go. And I'm doing pretty good. I've got most of my page covered. Oh, I need some more of this envelope. It's hiding, I guess. Maybe I used it all up. No, here it is. Oh, I missed people. Oh dear, I'm sorry I missed you guys. Hi, Franna. And hi, Ray. Sherry, it's probably of the size of a piece of legal paper. Yeah, it is. So it would be 8.5 by 14. And what it was a, it was a junk mail for a certain type of insurance that we don't get anymore. You could use, it doesn't really matter, your page could be whatever size page you happen to have and happen to want. Becky, what did you say you ended up with? No, Lisa, this is just going to be a page to go in it. I'm going to talk to you about the cover later. We're not going to do the cover until down the road. But Sherry, you could use like this kind of a flyer. Doesn't really matter. You could, I happen to have, these were from my new printer when my printer printed out. You could use these. So it does not matter what size it is exactly. I just picked this one because it happened to be one I liked the shape of. So that's really what it is. You want to pick something that, you know, and we're going to add more pages. And frankly, you know, you guys might want to make pages when I'm not here too. I don't care. You might want 3 times the number of pages in your book that I'm thinking about. Although I usually get pretty ambitious. Right now we're just laying down. Oh, that's interesting. It says other benefits. Let's see, what other benefits could we be looking at? All this gluing. Glue sticks don't smell a lot, so it can't be that kind of a benefit. Now let's pick something else. It's just kind of fun to play with the glue and the paper until my fingers stick to it too bad. Let's see. What page of circles? Oh, I got glue all over it, dear. I have another catalog though, Barbara. This is a Fire Mountain Gems catalog. Those are jump rings. Besides, if you know what, if you lay this up here, it'll be dry in a little while. So we can save the page of circles. That might be a fun thing to put. Yep. Okay, I have 3 more little places here. That cover that up? Yep, it will. I can't tell what's gluey and what's not anymore though. Well, Mary got snow and Jerry's cold. Janet, how about you guys? Have you gotten cold weather? Well, guys, I saved it. It's just got a little glue stick on it. It'll dry. See, I wasn't even looking at the circles. No. Okay, I can tell you guys how to stop doing that stopping and thinking thing. I don't know if all of you know this, but I used to manage Bernina dealerships, which means that I sold sewing machines. And I taught specialty sewing classes. We used to do these projects. Sharon, wait just a second till I finish this, because before you glue something to the other side, I want to go on and do this side. Janet's in the 40s. Lisa says it's 35. Dang, guys, it's in the high 80s here today, almost 90. Well, Mary, the thing of it is sometimes we get programmed to thinking about it, and so what we used to do with my students that I had, they wanted to grab their fabrics in patterns, and that's okay if that's what you're doing, but I wanted them to have a little bit of I didn't want that pattern to keep coming out in their fabrics. So what I made them do is I made them put all their pieces in a paper bag, and they had to sew the piece as it came out. And that meant that they were very, very random. Okay, now, was it Sharon or Sharon? Who asked me about? It was Sharon. Okay, I'm almost to the point where I can tell you, Sharon. Before you glue anything to the other side, let me put my glue stick and get my fingers cleaned up. Okay, I've got my front side all done, and that's all I'm going to do today, I think. But later, or if we decide to do it, we'll work on the other side. But before you do that, you need to turn it over and cut right along the edge. Let me make sure you can see. See, I glued stuff all past the paper, and we need an edge to our paper. So we need to trim all of this stuff off. And Sharon, once you've done this, until everybody's ready, if you want to go glue on the other side, go right ahead. Because eventually, on this particular piece, we're going to do both sides. But now, with a couple of security envelopes and some junk mail, we have created a piece of basically scrapbook paper. We didn't use any paint. We used a glue stick and some scissors and your junk mail. Ugh, it was a little sticky. It wasn't quite dry. Now, I have to tell y'all that at a certain point, I do throw scraps away. Okay. And I'm going to throw all this little mess away. And get out some other things. Okay, so now we have this fun piece of painty paper. It's not painty, sorry. It's collaged paper.
Yeah, Barbara, if I throw them on the floor, Jeff might not. Yeah, I'm programming not to think, but yes, I get it, Mary. Dang, you guys are having some beautiful weather. I like 50s and 60s weather. Now, 35 is a little chilly. When you guys get all of your first layer done, holler ready, and we'll go on to the next part. Okay, Lisa's ready. Mary, are you ready? Hi, Barb. The other Barb? Yeah, it is downright cold, Lisa. We had a cold winter here last winter. We had 2 or 3 weeks where it did go below freezing at night, and that's not normal. Okay, Patricia's ready, and Dawn's ready. Becky, are you ready yet? Okay, Mary's working on her back, so she's ready to go on when we're ready. Six by 24 opened. Ooh, that sounds fun, Becky. Okay. Maybe, since I'm not sure how many people are playing, maybe if you're not ready, tell me you're not ready. Well, if it's only 6, it's a little short one, which is cool, because then she's going to be putting it in differently than we are. So, Becky, that's one thing to think about. You don't want to get it much wider than... Let me think about how that would work. This is about this. It'll be 7.5 inches wide. You know, about 8.5 inches wide when it folds. So you're going to try fold yours in again, Becky. That'll be fun. See, and that's the other thing about using something that's not the same as everybody else's. We're going to all end up with a different kind of junk journal. So, okay. Now, we have got this sort of bland paper background, which is, I happen to like it. It's very cool. Because, again, this was about not having a lot of supplies. I am not even going to use scrapbook paper out of my box. I am going to use, these are pages out of a magazine. These are just magazine pages. So now what I want is some color. Yeah, Lisa, I love it. And if you do not want really bright color, either find magazine pages that, like this piece I pulled earlier, and maybe I'll use that because I kind of like that color. But you can use scrapbook paper out of your scrap box if you've got it. That was, or painty paper pieces. Oh, here was another security envelope piece that I didn't use, but it's got little houses on it. You know, I've got this kind of papers in my scrap box, but the whole point was to make sure that anybody can do this without stuff. So, that image, Becky, or Lisa, it's Lisa, duh, sorry. My mother gets this creative embroidery magazine and others, and this is a page from one of these magazines. It is, these are spools of embroidery thread by Dime Embroidery, and I don't think this is one Mom tends to use. It's 100% polyester, and it's for use on the big embroidery machines. It's Janet that said that. Sorry about Janet. It's just really pretty colors, and when I pull things out of a magazine, a lot of times what I do is grab the color. It has nothing to do with okay, Jerry, sounds good. And Jerry, if you decide to play along, I'll post the link to the Facebook group down below so you can post it, so everybody can see what you've done. So have fun editing. But yeah, this is a great page for color. Yeah, maybe I'll use it. Everybody likes it. I'll use it. And this one's cut, and I really don't want cut edges. Now, there's two ways to tear a paper, so sometimes you have a white edge and sometimes you don't. The piece you tear towards you does not have a white edge. The piece that was behind it does. So if you want to, say I want this side to not have the white edge, I have to tear it the same way. But if I turn around and tear this piece, I'll have white edges on both sides. And I am, let's see, I think I'm going to tear this into fairly small strips. They're about 3/4 of an inch or so. I don't care how you put your strips on, how you put color on, but you need to put some color on this page. And we're just going to put it on with glue, just like we did the other one. This is where I have to, this is, Mary, where I'm going to think. I am going to think over here now. And if I don't, if I put it in the middle, I don't like that. I'm going to put them on this way, I think. And And again, I will probably stick it over the edge so that I can be sure to cover up my edge. Yeah, that's kind of what I like. I like it better going this way. Now, this page, this particular page is going to get folded in half. But right now, I'm just creating a big sheet of paper, really. Yeah, Ruby, this is hard to do sometimes. I'm looking down at this and then I have to look over there, and frankly, I usually work without my glasses, and I have to have my glasses to see the chat. I found something I may order to put right in front of me with my computer, and it'll make it a whole lot easier. Oh yeah, Mary, I know I overthink things all the time. And yeah, Lisa, Ruby, it's very fun. And Mary, the big thing is it's not about not thinking. I think it's not about not thinking. I think it is about enjoying the randomness. We can think and still enjoy random. Does that make sense? I've lost my glue stick. There it is. Becky? Everybody's journal is going to be a little different, so I would say that with your 24-inch long piece, and it's a trifold, that you know how I folded in those the long papers where it has a flip. Yours is going to have, that piece of paper you're using right now is going to be a flip out. We're going to do a bunch of different pages and different things on our pages, so it all kind of depends on what size junk mail you have, or what size pages you end up using. It's again about being random and not having something specific. So I would say you don't want it much over 8.5 inches wide or 11 inches tall, because that is a good size of piece of paper. Mine is probably going to be a little smaller. Yeah, it's Janet, with the first thing we did was to stick security envelopes and book pages to a piece of junk mail, and this happens to be a fold out thing, like almost like a bill, but and then after that we're just adding stuff from our scrap box that has color, and it's whatever you happen to pick. Becky asked about the size this journal is going to be when we're finished, and I can't give her a straight answer, which is, hard to not do. But the deal is that you don't want your pages much over 8.5 wide by 11 tall, or it's going to be hard to come up with a cover down the road. But I have some ideas that if it ends up, Becky, frankly, if you want to make it as big as your table, I don't care. I have a plan for the cover, and we will work on that maybe in a couple of weeks, I think, because I have to do a little experiment because of what I want to do. Does that make sense? Is it making sense at all? Now, you don't need a lot of color on there. Well, my glue stick doesn't want to roll back down, so I'll just stick that lid on there for now. Yeah, Becky, I totally understand why you needed to know where the folds need to be. If you folded it at 24 is 3 times 8. If you folded it at 8.5 and 8.5, your last piece would be okay and stay inside your cover. But like I said, if you want to make it bigger, go right ahead. I don't care. We're Janet, we're doing I'm going to do a totally junk journal. So we're doing some collage pages. And the girls asked if when they got to the front piece done, if they were going to do the back piece. I just got glue everywhere. And we are going to do the back later, but I thought we would just work on one for right now. Once I got my color pieces on, I want to trim it off again so that it's square. Now, frankly, if you don't want to trim it off, ooh, that might be cool to leave it all tore on the edges. Okay. Now you notice I didn't put a lot of color on there. And I'm getting too much stuff in my way, so. Okay, Becky, that sounds good. Oh, they look like eyes? Ooh. Yeah, Becky, and make sure you show us what it looks like when you've got it done that way. Okay. Now, my piece is going to be folded in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it. And I did that because I don't want to put a focal point right here in the middle. That might be, you know, not such a good thing. And then we can take some scraps and I want a bigger scrap. So I'm going to get a bigger scrap of paper out of this magazine. I want something with some relatively cool okay, it works perfect. I've got 2 pages. Okay, this is a big piece of color. It's also got a cool tree. Do I want to use that tree later? I might want to use that tree later. Let me find something else, guys. I think I want to use that tree later. And I am just looking for
a piece of color. It doesn't have to be, and frankly, we're going to cut it up, so. Now, it doesn't have to be a huge scrap. That works. I'm going to make 2 things out of this. So I'm going to cut this in half just so I have 2 pieces, kind of the same color. Now, remember I told you this is for someone who doesn't have a lot of stuff. So instead of doing die cuts or punches or anything like that, we're going to cut out some oval-y things or circle-y things or square things, whatever you happen to like. I'm going to cut ovals. So what I did was I folded my piece of color paper in half. Yeah, Mary, I think that ragged edges would be cool. Next time I may use some ragged edge. I may do something ragged on mine. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. So basically I folded it in quarters. And now I'm going to cut an oval, sort of. So by coming up here and rounding the corner, it's not really oval. That's okay. When you open it up, it looks kind of like that. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you like. If you wanted to cut hearts, you could. But I'm going to cut off about a 1/4 inch strip. Like so. And now I have these fun pieces that look like big O's. It's okay, they could look like big circles. So that's what we're doing next, Ruby, is we're cutting out a piece of colored paper that has kind of a, let's see if I can't get something that's closer to a circle. That would mean I needed to start with a square. What I'm kind of doing is making some windows, sort of. Oops, that it would help if I folded it back all the way. It's easier to cut quarters than it is to cut a whole circle. And my circles are not really round, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Oh, baby, that would probably be a good, thank you, Mary. That's, guys, did you see Mary's tip? That if you go over your page with a baby wipe, it'll take up some of the glue. Okay, so now I have these strange, fun, circle-y things. And guess what? They're the wrong colors because they don't show up very well. See how this one shows up? Okay, we turn them over. Can't use them all because some of them have words, but I can turn over most of them. Well, you can use them if you want to use them because they have words. I don't care. Okay. So now we have some little windowy things that you want to put on your paper somewhere, somehow. And at this stage, I'm kind of avoiding my gutter, which is in the middle. And Becky's, yours, you have 2 gutters, so you get to make
Okay, now look what I did. I thought too much. There we go. Okay, do you guys see what I just did twice? Hi, Gloria. I'm glad you're back. Lisa, I'm so glad you like it. Oh, I'm so happy. I was afraid everybody would go, what in the world is she doing? But I overthought it, and then I did exactly the same thing. So, there we go. We're just going to do that, like so. Now, you want to glue your windowy things down, whether they're circles or squares or whatever, you're going to glue them down on your paper. And I got to have a new page over here. I keep losing the glue stick in this one. Mindy, I'm so glad you like it. Oh, guys, I'm so glad. I hope you're having fun. I really am. Oh, this is a little harder to glue, but you got to get glue all over it or it won't stay stuck. So, my other benefits ended up upside down. Uh-oh. What's the matter, Mary? Yeah, I'm thinking. Sure, Becky. If you want to use matte medium, go right ahead. Like I said, Becky, I wanted to do this with minimal supplies for those that don't have supplies. So if you want to use matte medium or Mod Podge or whatever you would like to use, please go right ahead. Okay. Mary, I'm going to have to use the baby wipe over the top of my paper this time because I've gotten glue everywhere. You know what I just realized? These pieces are a lot like Mary's pieces when she makes her her shadow box collages. They're very much like Mary's shadow box collages. I just realized that. Lisa, do you have to go? Oh, Dawn, I'm so glad. Oh, I will watch, Mary. I will watch. You do realize that I think and think and think. Oh, Lisa, I see. Yep. Okay, do I want another one? Okay, now remember, these pages are probably not going to be together. So while we're working on them, like they're right next to each other, they're going in your signature and they're not going to be together. And that's something that means that this half doesn't have to match that half. I'm kind of working on two pages at the same time. They have the same colors, the same themes, sort of, but they're going to be separated, so they don't have to match exactly. They can. Now, a lot of times when I do collages and things, I will then take paint and take this back some. But there again, this was about trying to do this with minimal supplies, and some people don't have paint. So we're just going to leave it like that for right this second, and I'm going to clean it up because I got paint all over it, and Mary said this works with the, I might need a dry or wet one with a baby wipe. I got glue all over it, not paint. Oh, that works really well, Mary. Thank you. The eyes on cars. Yeah, that would work, Lillian. Becky, it's all about what you want. Look at it, and if you want to put a whole bunch, put a whole bunch. I put 2 over here, and I put 4 over there, and if it comes out horrible, it's junk mail. So I have to get a drink. I'll be right there. And I'm going to read chat for a minute, so let me know, guys, when you kind of ready on this piece. Well, Lillian, now you'll have a place to work. This was the page from the pharmacy that they is. See, Dawn, that works perfect. It's whatever you have. And like I said, I haven't touched my scrap box, and I have all kinds of junk in there. Another thing that we got in the mail was this AARP folder, and it's kind of like newsprint, but it's slick. So it's a big piece of paper, and you could have had a very large page. So Oh, you know what else? We got a movie yesterday. On the Netflix movie, they have those little pieces of paper you have to throw away all the time. Oh, Mary, I can't wait to see it. The fact that it's ragged down the edges, or I wish I had thought and left mine that way. That would be cool. I may leave some in my book that way, some smooth and some not. I really don't like this glue stick. It now won't go up and down, and I know I haven't used it all. That piece wasn't stuck. I hope she will too, Mindy. Well, cool, Dawn. I hope you'll post yours too. Have you guys all joined my Facebook group so that you can post them over there? Give me a minute and I will give you a link. Let me see if I can get it while everybody's finishing up that step. Huh. This is my own live and I cannot post. Well, I'm going to have to look into that. Guys, it won't let me post a link to my own live. So that's very interesting. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it, because I'll have to figure out how to give myself a wrench, I guess. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, who's ready? Now, if you get ready and are waiting and are bored, you can always flip over to the other side of your page and work on this side. What printer? I'm sorry, Gloria, what printer did I get the other day? Mary, are you ready too? Because I interrupted you to go hunt up a thing. Guys, I think Gloria was asking me what printer I got, and I was going to show you and tell you why. Well, heck, I know I have it right here. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, Gloria, mine died suddenly last weekend. I shouldn't say suddenly. It had been dying for over a year. And now, what's really interesting is that my husband can use it with his computer, but with my new computer, I had fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. And it has gotten to where it won't feed the labels that I use. And I specifically use a lot of shipping label material and cardstock and everything else. So I went hunting knowing I wasn't going to get an inexpensive printer. When we got to discussing things with different salespeople, of course, you can buy laser printers so much less expensive now than they used to be. And while the laser cartridges are horrible, horrible, horrible. Yes, Lisa posted the link, and thank you. Yes, Dawn, the back is going to be done the same as the front. Anyways, I ended up with a HP M477 laser printer, partially because then my labels are permanent. Now, cartridges for laser printers are unbelievably expensive, but they print about 4 times as much as an ink cartridge. So I did end up with a laser printer, but if you're not worried about the permanency of something, then that's a moot point. The other thing is the ink doesn't dry in the ink cartridges, and therefore I have color cartridges that end up dry because I don't use them enough. So I ended up with an HP laser printer. Okay, we're ready for the next step. Now, I told y'all to get images, some little images, something that intrigues you. And I was going to show you that I don't always cut my images out. A lot of times I just leave them whole like this because I find it's easier for me to move through these papers looking for what I want in the way of images to put down. And so this file folder has all kinds of images in it that may or may not end up in a piece. I used to cut out some, and this is my mess that's all cut out. And like I said, I don't really like this. I find it's harder for me. So however you keep images and whatever images you want to use, and just whatever you like. Now, Barbara thinks we should use this, but for some reason it doesn't speak to me today. So, and I'm not sure I like those. So I'm probably going to cut out some of these little flowery things to start with. Which means you guys have to watch me kind of fussy cut, which I don't really fussy cut. I just kind of rough cut out. I fussy cut, but not right along the edge a lot of times. It depends on what I'm doing. Great, Barb. That sounds awesome. Okay, Gloria, what I got was a HP M477. Now there are two M477s. One is a FNW, F as in Frank, N as in new, W as in Walter. And then there is an FDW, and I got the FNW because that's all the stores had, and I had to have it right then. So that's what I ended up with. That D stands for double. It'll print double-sided paper. It'll print both sides of the paper at one time. So now they had a little tiny itty bitty laser printer, but I was afraid that it would fight with my labels. It only printed black, and since I use it to print invoices and shipping labels and stuff like that, it was I had to have it right then. I couldn't print my invoices, and I had just finished 2 shows, so. And I considered just trying to order one, but well, the bloody thing weighs 50 pounds, so, you know, it was not going to be the easiest thing to order either. Now, you know, when I do, when I start adding images, sometimes I move them around. I think about them. Lisa Conway, are you still here? Thank you, Barb. Lisa, I think it was you that said you audition your images, and that is so true. You audition them. I love that, the thinking that way. Oh dear, Lillian. We'll see you next week maybe, and try it later. Yeah, and Lisa, I love auditioning my images. Now these images came from a newspaper that we get. It's we don't actually get it here at the house. It's an advertising newspaper that my local, not local is, but that my fabric dealer gets. And I'm putting my images on my windows. It's just kind of what I'm doing. It's whatever you want to do. It's your page in your junk journal. There are little tiny dragonflies on this piece of paper that you would think I would be able to cut out, but I'm not even going to attempt it, I don't think. Janet, have you had a migraine all week? Because I thought I saw that you had a bad headache again. And Lillian's got one, and my husband's got one. Thank you, Lisa. Now, like I said, this page over here is not going to necessarily be right next to this page. So if I put the same things over here, it's just because that's what I want to do. You don't have to. Maybe we can spice it up and put something different over here. Oh, I have an idea. The other thing is that if you want to put a quote or a saying, and I haven't decided yet, but I may use this kind of like a gratitude journal, and I may put things I am grateful for in it. And if I do that, I will probably write them out on a piece of paper first, because my handwriting is terrible. Either that, or I will oh, Janet, I'm sorry that you have not been. Mary, I'm thinking about what you're saying, and the right side becomes the front page. Okay, let me take these off of here so I don't lose them. This will become the front page, actually. Is that what you meant, Mary? And Janet, I'm sorry that you're not having that you had such a bad headache. Yeah, Gloria, I'm sure that it is. Mary, tell me again what you're talking about, because I'm confused. I may have missed something in the chat that I should have seen, and well, Janet, then is your migraines, are they tied to allergies too? Because that might be bad too. But Mary, if you can, to ask me or tell me what you were talking about, the right side becoming the front page. Oh, I see what you're saying is if, okay, wait a minute. If we fold it this way, then it becomes the front page. Got it. Is that right, Mary? Did I figure that out? That if we fold it in like this, then this is our front page. Folded page you're working on is on the outside. Yeah. If you fold this page to the outside and finish in here, then this is the front page. That's, yes. So now we're going to cover it later, Mary, so there will be a cover over this in the end. That's my plan anyways. Yeah, I was putting the back the wrong way. So oh dear, Janet. Okay, Mary, yeah, that's right. That would be absolutely correct. I don't know if Jeff got too hot and turned the air conditioner down or just what, but our air conditioner's running again. Okay, I'm going to put my little flowers back so I can decide if I have enough. This one was there. And I think because I want to maybe put words on this, it will be one of those things where I don't, I won't finish my page today because I haven't decided exactly what I want to put on as the way of words. So okay, I missed something. Linda, I'm going to work on this for, I plan on working on this, yes, on my Sunday shows for the next few weeks at least, as long as everybody's interested. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss something. Yes, Janet, I'm certainly hoping this gets better. And Linda, yeah, my plan is I have some different pages that I want to do every week.
So like I have some new things I want you to add to your stash of stuff for next week, for the next page. And basically it's going to be about one signature, but it's going to be as fat or as thick as you guys want to make your own. We're going to put these and give her a hat. And it's too busy. Does that make sense to you guys? It's so busy that I can't see her. So I'm going to move her and give her her hat over here. And I like these flowers, but I think I want another one. Oh, Linda. Janet, I hope it goes away, and I hope Gloria's gets better soon too. And yeah, Linda, and frankly, if you don't get this page done by next week, it's not a big issue, because you know it's all about different things. So everybody's is going to be a little different. Becky has used a different size sheet of paper. Dawn's is a different size sheet of paper. So they're all going to be different, and that's what I really wanted. I wanted to just use what we have without too many supplies. I am going to add a couple of supplies for next week, and I will make sure to list them below this video, and I'll put a list in the on the group page so that you can see them. One of the reasons I think that the flowers are showing up so well is that they are kind of on a newsprint. They're black and white, and they're kind of on a newsprint base. So they are just showing up a little bit better. But I think we need another little something something in there. I like her, I like that, but it's about a something something. Hi, Pecker Dye. Oh goodness, Diana, you're in Omaha, right? And you've got a blizzard. Just what my kidlet needs. A bird, owl, cat, or dog. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. Bird, owl, cat, or dog. I don't know that I have a bird, owl, cat, or dog. I have a giraffe. Oh, Diana, I really wish that you guys wouldn't have gotten snow quite so early.
I'm looking, Janet, for a bird, an owl, or a cat, or a dog. But it may be a giraffe. Ooh, how about this one? This might be cool. This is a big owl. You like the giraffe, Janet? Let's see about this owl, see what we think about it. It's big. Oh, that's kind of a cool color combination thing. I was looking. There's snow on your end. Hi everybody. Hi Eva. Diana, I hope he gets home carefully and safely. My son luckily does not have to work on the weekend, so hopefully he's at home, not out on the road. I like the giraffe, but I'm thinking I might like this owl too, Janet. I almost like the owl better. Oh yeah, I like the owl better. What do you think, Janet? Eva, this is sort of an odd thing, so when you get a chance, watch the beginning. We're going to do a totally junk journal. And Lisa, have fun. Are you still sick, Lisa? Goodness, I hope that you get past this. Oh, and Eva, I wanted to tell you, I've been through a few tornadoes. I'm not envious of your daughter in any way, shape, or form. Okay, guys, I think I kind of like this. I actually, Janet, what do you think? I like the owl. I think the owl looks, yeah. And I love her hat on her head, so. Now that means I have to glue things down again, so. Yeah, Lisa, feel better. You and Janet, Gloria, everybody. Like I said, my husband's got a migraine this afternoon. He had to take a pill, which he hates to do. Oops, I'm gluing and I forget to talk. Okay, Lisa, we'll see you. Oh, I have a meeting I may have to go to for a while. Maybe I won't. I really ought to. I haven't been in a while. It's not someplace I really care whether I go or not. So I hope, but if not, Lisa, I'll be back early enough to catch you. So I'll be there. My fingers are covered with glue again. Mary, this extreme glue, I just love these extreme glue sticks. I really do. They're so nice. You guys do know this is Mary's favorite glue. And I like the owl in there. I really do. It's like he's in his own little cage. Ha. Okay. This lady makes me think of I Dream of Jeannie. And how she would sit in her bottle. Yeah, Mary, I'm gonna have to use up the others that I've got, but before I go buy more of those. But I really do like that glue stick. Becky and I both are not fond of glue sticks, but they have a purpose. All the glue sticks have a reason. Now, let's see. Well, we probably have time to work on a second page. What I plan on doing on the inside of this page is to do the exact same thing. So, is to create a background and lay this out. Now, as far as going any further than this, I hadn't made total decisions on what I want to do, but I'm thinking that some things need to have some. And I didn't tell you to have a pencil, so, you know, that's, and I'm thinking that maybe I would rather have a marker to go around some of these things. So that's up to you, what you want to do with it. Eva, did they give her any warning? And did anybody tell her what to do? And does she have a basement? Of course, we in Nebraska, you know, 3 tornadoes went through our little tiny town when we were in Nebraska. Well, that's good, Mary. I'm glad you've got enough for now. Yeah, when we were living in Nebraska, we lived south of Omaha in Union, and 3 tornadoes came in our little tiny town all at the same time. They pretty much took out a couple of houses and took out a lot of trees, and that kind of thing. Hail damage to the houses. But we had sort of a cement corner room in our basement that was just for that kind of stuff. But I've lived through them in Illinois and all kinds of places, so I think the most scared I ever was in Alabama, but my son was little and we ended up in the bathtub. So phone is alerted them to the tornado watch, and there are also sirens and a spot. Eva, tell her if she does not have a basement, the best place is the bathtub. And the year we were in Alabama, all three of us ended up in the bathtub, and Jeff had grabbed Brandon's mattress and had it on top of us. So that's bathtub. If she doesn't have a bathrooms, usually are pretty much in the center. They're not usually they're usually on the outside wall, but they're not usually on the ends of a house, or at least most of them. A lot of them are in the middle of your hallway, and that's why they say the bathroom is better. But yeah, I'm sure she was shook up. Okay, guys, I have a question. Do we want to go and do the other side, or do we want to do something else? Yeah, Diane, yep. That's not fun at all. This one hit in Alabama. It hit us in the middle of the night. We were asleep, and I woke up to that train, and we weren't anywhere near a train. And I woke Jeff up, and we grabbed Brandon, and we spent the next half hour in the bathtub, but it was gone that fast. So, okay, guys, shall we turn this over and work on the other side? Now, like I said, I have not decided. I'm thinking I might do some pin work on this, and just because I think these things might need some outlining, and I'm going to have to get a new pen because this one apparently has been chewed on a little too much. That craft acrylic paint does not like these pens, so if it's all right with y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Now, I did not tell you needed a pen, so if you want to start gluing the backs of yours, that will be all right too. This is just a permanent marker, basically. Mary, what is the name of those pens that you get at Walmart? Inner room, no windows. Bathroom is good, yeah. Yeah, Diane, you can usually see the color of the sky. So that's, that's the thing about daytime tornadoes. You can see the color of the sky. Guys, Mary uses markers that she gets at Walmart that are really nice, and they seem to go over everything. So when she gets a chance, I'm sure she'll tell us what they are. And you know that a lot of what the hurricane did is from wind. And the tornadoes and hurricanes are the same in the fact that they have so much wind force. Now, Mexico Beach, which has been totally destroyed, a big part of that was the fact that the water came in. People are coming clear over here to get food and water because there's no supplies down there. We're getting alerts on our phones for when shelters open that have food. Oh yeah, see, just a little bit of outlining. Pen plus gear. Okay. Guys, if you didn't see that, what Mary has written, it's pen plus gear. And Mary, do they have, I know you use them in different sizes. Do they have a real thin one? I'm going to have to check them out because I try not to go to Walmart any more often than I have to, but I'm going to have to here soon and get a few things. Oh, Sherry, yeah. And you can't turn it over. So, did you get your little, what do we call these? Oh heavens, the name, they're sort of like your focal points. Did you get your focal points down already? And you're right, Ruby. She's got every, yeah, to be scared. Of course, we've been through several hurricanes too. So, one hurricane, we lived in a mobile home, a trailer, you know. They call them mobile homes down here because that's, you know, supposed to be nicer than a trailer. And the hurricane was coming in on us. And so mobile homes are one of those things that they say you have to evacuate. If you live in a mobile home, you have to evacuate. We evacuated 3 times. The bloody hurricane went out and back and out and back. Oh, 18, okay, one size medium, but they have metallic in a 4-pack. Well, hi, Carrie. Carrie, it'll be up on the replay. Actually, I'm probably going to start the other side, so you could grab some junk mail and play along. Well, I'm going to have to get some, Mary. I mean, for 44 cents, heck, I can get some and try them out, see if I like the thickness of them. Carrie, we're going to make a totally junk journal. Carrie, was it you that said you didn't have a lot in the way of supplies? The whole point of this journal is going to be that each week I want to work on a different kind of style. And we're going to do different pages. We're going to do different kinds. And we're going to do a little different style of page each time. And we're going to create a signature and a cover. And the journal is all going to be made from basically junk mail, magazine pages, so that someone with limited supplies can play along. Now, I did not put in my supply list a pen, a permanent marker. That wasn't you. Okay. Well, that's what I thought, Mary, that you used them often on the craft paint. And see, that's what's happened to this one. I've used it on the craft paint, and now its little tip has decided that it's really not working very well. And that's okay. I'm okay with it, but it's not drawing very well. So what we're doing, Carrie, you need to find a reasonably good sized piece of junk mail, not the envelope. I used the security envelopes, but I used them like decoration. We used the security envelopes to decorate our page. And what you're gonna do, let me finish this lady, okay, is let me show you some of this is the flyer that came out of it was a request for donation. This is another kind of flyer that comes in our mail. I had pages from, I have made a complete mess of my table. I had pages, you could just use a plain page out of a magazine. I had some copy paper that had been used. Oh, it's clear up there. Oh, not that. Not that. Okay, where's it at? Copy paper that had been used and messed up, and you could use that. Let me see. Let's go Walmart brand. They also have chisel tip markers. That might be interesting too. Eva, the ones Mary buys are 2 for 44 cents. Okay, so Carrie, we're going to take our piece of paper, and the first thing we're going to do is use book paper, the security paper of envelopes, and just book paper and envelope paper for the most part. And we're just going to glue it down randomly. I try to not get huge chunks of the same thing together. We don't want tiny little pieces. We want pretty good sized pieces because we don't want to fight with it. And I made mine go over the edges. Like so. And then later I came back and trimmed it off. But Mary left hers like that, and I think that's really cool because right, Eva cardstock might end up a little heavy. because this was just a sheet of paper and I've already got quite a bit of weight in it. Yeah, you only ruin just a few pennies. Mary, I agree. That's... And you're just going to put that down like that. Okay, I know y'all are busy, but I want to talk to you about something else for just a minute, and then you can go back to your other stuff. So do I have everybody's attention? Let me get a drink while you're getting your attention. I'm going to turn this over so it's a halfway decently fun thing to look at, and I'm really liking how this came out. Okay. Are we ready, ready, ready? Okay. Mindy's listening. Everybody listening? Okay. I'm going to bring this down here. And I had a marker. There we go. Now, I did not have a permanent marker. On my list before, but I'm going to add it there. Okay, so that's kind of, this is our, okay, we're bringing this to the table every time we come thing. But for next week, I want you to have an envelope. Okay, now I'm probably going to use maybe one like this. Okay, it's kind of a deep envelope, but just a plain old junk mail envelope or any envelope that you've got is fine. Okay, so next week, next time, I want you to have an envelope for sure, plus all of this stuff that we had this time. Then I want you to have either, and I say either because I have both, either a pokey tool a sharp, heavy, big needle, or I have a 1/16 inch hole punch. And I didn't get it out, but a 1/16 inch hole punch would work for in place of the pokey tool. But it's whatever you happen to have. I'm trying to think. I also have an ice pick. I have anything that will punch a hole. Now, not a big 1/4 inch hole punch, but I have a 1/16 inch hole punch. We need a small hole for next time. Then we're going to need some kind of thread. Okay, now this is not sewing machine thread. This is something a little heavier. Okay, and this is a great place where we can use up our little pieces. Okay, you have to go to the other house, Becky. That's okay, you can catch up. But just this is Pro Cotton, and I have these little pieces. It's a perfect place for that. Some embroidery thread, embroidery floss. Little pieces would be a perfect place for that. These happen to be in my stash, so I just grabbed them so you could see. That's more embroidery thread. This, I don't know where I got this, but this is tapestry. It says for tapestries, tapestry thread. But something on the order of this kind of thing. Gloria, try refreshing your screen. Is anybody else buffering? Okay, and then we're going to need a needle that has a big hole, a big eye. So we need some thick thread and a needle with a big eye. Okay. Okay, Gloria, Janet says that she's not buffering, so I would say it's not me. You guys need to, Gloria, if you will refresh your screen, that will usually fix it. So those are extra things that we're going to need for next time. We need an envelope. Besides all of the stuff I told you this time, we need an envelope, some kind of thicker thread, and some lightweight yarn would work. Crochet thread. This is about whatever you got to. Don't go out and buy a whole new spool of this because you don't need to. Just something that any kind of thread like that's thick, okay? And this big eye needle and something to poke holes with. Now this big eye needle does not poke real good holes because they don't. This is a tapestry. Oh, says it's a canvas needle, and it doesn't have a sharp point. So if you don't have a pokey tool or don't have something else, find something that's going to poke a hole. Possibly the tip of your scissors would do it, but I would say that might be dangerous for me. Okay, so that's the supply, and I will put this in this description, and I'll put it on the group page. Okay, now while y'all play, I want to talk to you about a couple of other things, and I may play while I talk about it. Is that okay with y'all? Okay. Let me put this up and let me pull this back, and that way I can play with this too, because now we are going to do the back side of this. We can keep working on it right now, and then it will be finished, and if not, then you can finish it sometime this week. Next week, doesn't really matter. This piece does not have to be finished for us to do the next times. One of the reasons that I started my Facebook group is because I want to do some things. And I had something I wanted to show you. Oh, another thing to be looking out for this project is, and these, you don't have to have these next week, but I would like you to watch out for and try to save up a cereal box, pretty big box, a big corrugated cardboard box. Now, I got a printer box the other day, but I'm not going to use that for fear I need it. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out. We're not going to need these things next week. The other thing is a brown paper bag. Okay? Now, there again, I haven't decided exactly what this is going to be yet, but I want you to try to save one. And it doesn't have to be a giant one. It can be a smaller one. But if you're like me, I have cereal boxes. I save them. But I don't have a big corrugated cardboard box. And by big, I mean, you know, pretty good size where there's some big chunks of cardboard in it. And I don't keep that. I put it in the recycle most of the time. So you want to try to look out for these things so that down the road, while we're working on this, you've got them. Okay. Okay, Janet, you said yes. Was that to me or to somebody else? Not sure. How is everybody doing with the first side of their pages? Are they getting done? Just to me, okay? I'm not sure what I asked. Was that about cereal boxes? See, I looked up and I'm not sure what you said yes to. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. For some unknown reason, guys, for one thing, the software I use to do my live stream, I am a few minutes behind you guys. When I'm talking, what I'm seeing on screen is just a hair back. Well, that's I have most of it, Eva. I just don't have a big cardboard box right now. I do have some chunks of cardboard, but not big enough, I don't think. So, there's another thing I want you to think about saving. And the reason being is because of some swappy things I want to do. And I am going to talk about that in a separate video so that I can explain it exactly what I'm talking about. But when you get stamps, they now come on this paper that they release from. It's called release paper. That's blah, it went away. Yeah, I think Eva, you and Gloria are right up there with me. And you know, I made my husband move all this stuff from South Dakota. However, I got rid of a ton of stuff. Oh, Mary's all done. Shh, gosh, I can't wait to see them, Mary. Okay, Mary, it's not just me. Anyway, so I talk, and then when it comes up on the chat, I'm not sure what I said. Oh dear. But I got rid of like 4 wallpaper books because I made Jeff move them from here to Alabama, from Alabama to Nebraska, and from Nebraska to South Dakota. Now, see, all of those moves, the federal government moved us. So my husband didn't have to pick them up and physically move them. I just had to unpack them. When it came time to move from South Dakota down here, we had to do it ourselves, so he had to physically pick it up and move it. A red dot on next to the live on the bottom of my screen. Red dot. I have a green dot at the top of my screen, Becky. Anyways, so I got rid of a lot of stuff. So while I am a hoarder, a lot of it had to be accomplished after I got here. But because I made Jeff, I threw out stuff. I got rid of, I sent 8 huge garbage bags worth of fabric to a friend. We put stuff in the trash, and those wallpaper books I hadn't used in all that time, so I thought, oh, I'm not going to use them, and now I want them. Anyways, what I want you to do is to hold on to this release paper that's behind your stamps. If you go to use stamps, try to hold on to some of it. There's a reason, and I'll tell you that another time, but that's another thing to hoard, just because it works really well for something we're going to do. So okay, that was that and that. Okay. Well, I guess the dot is on the slider for me. Oh, see, and Eva, I don't use a cookbook, so I don't have to have. I have a couple of cookbooks, but I don't use them, so. I don't have a slider on mine, Mary. Okay, Carrie, so you got all of that put on there, right? Okay, so the next thing that we did was this background color stuff, and I have a scrap box in front of me, and it has painty paper, it has, oh my, there's cigar labels. Oh, but they're not going in here. It has those in it. It has magazine pages with colors. And I just took some of this color stuff at first and laid some pieces of color down on my my page. Ugh, sorry. Just strips of color. Eva, we bought a huge cargo trailer. It was 7 feet wide by 14 foot long, and that's about almost twice as big as the biggest U-Haul trailer, not truck, but trailer. And I have a green dot next to the word live on mine, Janet and Mary. I have a word that says live. It's at the top of my screen, and it is a green dot because that's my stream health dot. But Eva, we brought that trailer back and forth from South Dakota to here 5 times. Okay, Carrie, the next thing was I took another kind of color, and you can see it's kind of the same color, and I took my scissors and I created sort of now I had rectangles first, but you can use rectangles, circles, whatever you want. I started out with sort of a square thing, and I folded it in half and then folded it in half again, and then I cut out this piece that looks kind of oval, kind of not, and then after I did that I cut strips off of it, and that created little windows. You can actually cut squares, but see, now I have a little window to put on my page, and I put those on. Okay, yeah, Mary, it doesn't give me that. Oh, okay, Mary, I understand what you're saying. That, yeah. The last time the government moved us, Eva, it took a full semi. So we keep collecting, and then we get rid of it, and then we collect it, and then we get rid of it. So it's kind of one of those things that you never know how much stuff I'm going to have. And this time I have been collecting old books, because one of the things I did get rid of before was books, but they were books I read and kept. Now I'm getting old books to cut up. It's one of those things where it's just more fun to cut up books than it is to... Carrie, when you get done with that step, let me know and I'll tell you the next step. So, did everybody finish with both sides, or just Mary? Yeah, government moves. Actually, government moves have been, they were pretty good to us. They got us moved several times with minimal damage. I mean, the last one was a little harder than some, just because we couldn't find a house. We moved to a small town, and when we did that, the housing market had been, everything had been bought up. Mary's all done. Okay, Carrie, okay means, okay. The next thing, Carrie, was to find some images, and just whatever images happen to strike your fancy. Let me see here. I have some here. And oh, this is one of my favorite images, guys. I'm going to move this. Isn't that the coolest image? I have to use it on something, but I haven't decided what yet. Anyways, to find some images that you like, here's some ladies, and add some sort of focal points to your page. Now, I'm curious if you guys are going to add words to your page. Well, Dawn, part of that was because you were moving and losing your friends and school and all that when you were young. Of course, Jeff and I moved ourselves several times. It wasn't until he got what's called rifted that they started moving us, which means that the job he performed, it went away. They no longer had that job classification, and that's when they started moving us. That's when Jeff got up high enough to be moved by the government. The thing I liked about it is they sent in packers, and the only problem was they didn't listen very well. But oh, how fun, Eva. Last year, Tuesday morning, had napkins with that on it, which I thought was amazing. I thought was really cool. I'm going to need another book page, I think. Okay, Mary, good. I'm going to add words to mine. I just have not decided what words I'm going to add yet. So my other option, if I don't use it as a gratitude kind of thing, I love Dr. Seuss quotes, so I may do some Dr. Seuss quotes on it. just me. Oh, and we never moved countries. The jobs Jeff had never took us out of the country. That was, we tried, and as a matter of fact, when towards the end there was an opportunity to go to Japan, and we actually turned it down, which was kind of one of those, we didn't know things, but it was late in our career. Jeff was close to retiring, and we were afraid that it might be hard to get back. We might have to move ourselves back, and if that came to that point that we were having to move ourselves, we just didn't feel that we could do that, so we didn't. So but yeah, Eva, if you did come back. My husband, Eva, was a child, and his dad was in the Marines, and they lived in Hawaii for a while. They loved Hawaii. I know that they came back, and his mom and the children lived with her mother and father for a while, because Jeff's dad was in Korea and Nam, places like that. They also lived in Barstow, California, which is a desert. He has fond memories of living in the desert. He talks about playing in the yard and things like that all the time. And then here too. Of course, his dad was overseas for a long time while they were here. So now, and they're from here. He's from here. So, Eva, is she there with the military? Don, one of the places I'd like to visit is Australia and New Zealand, and I know all kinds of people want to go to Europe, but I would, well, I guess there's places I'd like to go to too. I'd like to see Greece, but my husband would like to see Ireland, so we'll have to think about that someday. Oh, Gloria, we're in Florida. We're in Pensacola, Florida, in the Panhandle. Oh, Mindy, that's hard. Do you have children? My husband actually is related to the founders of Pensacola, which the original founders of the city of Pensacola, and there's enough lineage there that they have, what should I call them? His mother got, even my son has a plaque thing that says that he's related to the founders of Pensacola. It was one of the first cities in the South in this country, so they have quite a Spanish heritage. Okay. Okay, Carrie, once you're done with the circles, then you need some focal point kind of image things. I put little flowers
on mine. Here's the owl and my lady with her hat on. And, oh, Carrie, I didn't tell you. This is going to get folded like so. As long as he sends home money. Oh, Mindy, you just don't want to run out of art supplies, do you? Anyways, Carrie, you're going to fold this. It's going to be a page, and that's why we're going to do the back side too. And actually, this comes out kind of like cardstock once you put 2 layers of stuff on it, doesn't it, guys? Which is cool. We may have to just add some papers in here for the fun of it before we're all done. I need another security envelope or 2. I have, for some reason, not got any designs. Oh, this one has blue. See, back, oh, well, now, I do have help. My mom saves stuff for me, so. For some reason, I don't have any security envelopes in here. Oh, there's a good one. Okay. See here, what's this? This is, okay, another, this is what I used today, was this from the insurance company. It's at my allotment. Oh dear. Carrie, did you catch the supplies you're going to need extra for next time? And is everybody still playing, or have you finished up? Mary's finished. She's Speedy Gonzalez over there. This one is really cool. She was working while I was talking, that's the thing. Uh-oh. Like tearing it matters. Uh-oh, tearing it, I tore it. Tearing it matters. Uh-huh. Okay, sounds good. I'm just going to keep playing for a little while then. Probably going to have to stop in about another half an hour. Just so that I can see about dinner and all that good stuff. Although I think he's going to get leftovers. Becky, are you guys eating leftovers today too? Last time, of course. Fixing to get my second layer on my second page. Cool. Okay, Carrie, I'm also going to post it in the group so that that everybody can, you know, it's there for everybody to see, and I'll post it in this down below in this video. I'm going to have to go get more security envelopes. For some reason, most of what I got out was white. I don't know. Now I have used those circly things. As a matter of fact, let me go get that. I'll show you one of the, I've used those cutout circles before. This is a Journaling by 5 book that I did. Shannon Green was one of the first people I started watching.
Well, awesome, Becky. Oh, Mary, it probably wouldn't hurt. I'm gonna see. Okay, here is some of those circles in this page. See here? And I did this book when we were living in the motorhome, so I had limited supplies. I didn't have a ton of anything. Let's see, I know I've used them elsewhere. Okay, here's squares. These were just squares with rounded corners. Well, that's all right, Becky. You're not slow. Here's another one, and this is a text page, so it's like cut out of a book page. Okay. This book really needs some weight on it. Okay, see, there's some more back here where they're square instead of rounded. Okay, let me see if I think that may be all of the places I used those. Nope, here's another one. You see, I use, these are text pages, text spots, and this is just a spot of magazine color. I didn't have a lot of supplies in the motorhome when I did this, so it had to be yeah, Becky, you have it over me. I used to do that. Now we never know from day to day where we're going to eat. So, and see, here's another one that I used the circles, just rings of circles. So I used it quite a bit. That kind of a design. Here's another one. This page isn't really finished. So that's an idea for using with your journal pages. And on some of these journal pages, let's see here, I've used that on these. I've just gone over it. Let's see. See, they stick together. That's why. Okay, here's one, and I seriously doubt you can see it because I painted over it. But this is map. See right here? That's map. Let me see. I'm trying to. Excuse me. You can't really see that. I'm looking at it and you can't see it. But there's one. This one has them. They're great big. They're huge. So I use that kind of an idea or design a lot of times in my pages. So it's something to think about. You know, it's another layer to augment your paper. And on this side, I might leave the color layer off. I might just put the circles on it. Okay, Mary gave us a great idea. And thank you, Carrie. Okay, Mary gave us an idea and I missed it. Oh, okay. Let me go over here and figure out what it was. Well, heck, I can't see Mary's idea. Oh, tape on the spine. Thank you, Eva. I saw the idea, but yeah, it might not hurt because this has come out pretty stiff. I don't know. Although there's a lot of paper on it, but tape on it wouldn't hurt it at all. We are going to sew it in the end. In the very end, we're going to sew it. So, yes, Mary, even that's what we were talking about. It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea too. Even if you used, Mary was going to use clear tape, but you could use a wide washi tape down the center that you glued down, because sometimes that washi tape doesn't stay stuck. But it wouldn't hurt because this is getting pretty thick. I like how it feels. I like the weight of it. So, but guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm wondering, is everybody done? No, wait a minute. Is Carrie? How close to being done are you? Sounds good, Eva. Show it off on the group page when you need it. That works perfect, Mary. Catalog page. See, and this paper might have been a little bit heavier, but the catalog page may be a little thinner. Yeah. And that would be the case if you used this kind of a flyer. It would be thinner. So okay, sounds good, Carrie. Did you get your focal points put on? Yeah, glued down washi tape would work, and but so just something to support it. And I agree, Mary. It could be. This is pretty heavy. It feels like cardstock now, which is very cool. It's kind of cool. I might do another page and make postcards out of it. Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. One, I am going to do some swappy stuff in my group or with my channel. I am going to actually do videos about them. We all have holidays coming up, so I'm going to tell you the first swap pretty soon, but it won't be due until January. I am going to do this thing where I want to do centralized swaps. One of the problems with swaps, and Becky's found it in her swap, she's having issues with people being able to accomplish the swap, and their swap partners then lose out a little bit. And it happens. So the first couple of swaps we're going to do are going to be centralized, where you guys will all send stuff to me. It will be one thing that you send to me, and then I will swap it out and send it back. And I'll explain that more in the first swap. And our first swap is going to be napkins. I think it's Kathy Wright, really wanted to do a napkin swap, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Mary, I thought you had really valid points. It's very true. What you said is very, very true. And I agree with you on many, many, many points of it. So, anyways, so that's, and what I'm going to do is in the group say that when we start doing partner swap kind of things, that you have to have participated in 2 of the central swaps first. It kind of lets me know that the people that are swapping are the ones that will follow through. So, Sharon, I'm sure that it is not you guys that has been problems, and this happens in every group. So, and it's not our group, it's not Becky's group, it's not Lisa's group, and I belong to several junk journal groups, and it happens in there too. So it's not the fact that there's been a problem, because Sharon, if you had a problem getting an address, that's one thing. You've talked to Becky about it. It's about people who don't talk and don't give any information. So anyways, guys, I'm going to do my quote from this book that says 1001 Ways to Creativity. I don't like that one real well. We'll read this one. When what we expect to happen actually does happen, there is no creativity. Now that may be not true too. This little book, sometimes I don't agree with it. Communication, that's right, Becky, communication. And as long as there's communication, that's not a problem. So, now I like this one better. I'm going to read 2 today because I didn't like the first one. Creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. Now, I always tell you, when I've seen something from somebody else, I want to tell you that it's something I saw from someone else, because nothing I ever do is original, I'm quite sure. Everything, I swear, in the bead world, I have learned that 2 people can have the same idea at the same time because they saw somebody else's something. So, Gloria, I agree with that too. And that's why we're going to start with something real simple. And something just very, very simple. And that way we can have fun with it. And I also would like to do some challenges. I have a few ideas for that too. And there again, I needed the Facebook group to show those off. So that's right, Mary, just the swap item, and that is true. I used to swap fabric. We used to swap fat quarters, and we used to swap strips and all sorts of things in the fabric world. So, and a very, very long time ago in Dee Dee's group, we swapped little zines. I'm sure you guys know what a zine is. It's a single sheet folded piece of paper, and it's something that you can copy on your copier and then send to let me find a piece of paper. No, we don't want that piece of paper, but Lisa knows how to make them because she's made one before, and I'm quite sure all of you do. You fold piece of paper in half and half again and back. Now that I did not fold carefully, so you guys will have to ignore. And then when you cut it, and flip it, you end up with a little book. So what you do is you do, okay, maybe the second challenge, the second swap might be zines, because it's fun, and I'll show you how to do it. And that, as long as you have a printer that'll do a copy, a color copy, you only do one piece of artwork, and then you go on to and swap with other people. So maybe we'll do that. My whole fingernail is somehow got an issue. So, and Mary, yeah, and I think challenges will be fun too, because then we'll be working on our own thing. Sure, Gloria. I'm sorry. And Gloria, there is a actual video on my channel. It's called a thank you zine. And I actually fold it very slowly, and I do it a couple of times, and then I write down the pages and how you see the pages. So you might want to watch that. But I take a piece of copy paper and I fold it in half this long way, and then you open it up and fold it in half the short way, and they're called hot dog and hamburger folds. Okay. Then I always have to turn it around because I can't fold this flap towards me. So I fold it like that, and this edge goes to the fold, and then I fold it like that. Then you get it back open, and this is the folded edge, and you cut it up until the first fold. Of course not, Mary. I would love it if you did a show and tell video. I would love it if you did that. Okay, Gloria, so, that's awesome, Mary. That would just makes my heart very happy. So then you cut to there, and then you take hold of it, and as you take hold of it, if you've got those two little guys, single pieces sticking out, see, and you go like this, then kind of fold it in like that and like so, and you end up with a little magazine. But if we're going to do a swap, I'll do another video. But Mary, I would love it if you did that. Always, always, always. That would be wonderful. Okay. I saw your question, Mary. You're asking me about doing a show and tell. I would love it if you would do a show and tell. Is that the question you had, or did I miss something else? Ooh, I'm hollering. I didn't mean to holler, guys. Okay, great, Mary. I just wanted to be sure. I was kind of holding on until I was sure that I had talked to you. And I think, guys, that's everything that I wanted to talk to you about today. I didn't do my Mary faces again, so I may come on one afternoon this week if I can get a chance, and because I want to work in my Mary faces book, and I haven't done it. I haven't been able to do it at all, and because I've missed a couple of Sunday lives, so so maybe one afternoon I'll do another live and do my Mary faces, because I really want to work on those. Partially because it's something I'm really not good at, and I want to develop that skill. Okay, Becky, way overboard. Well, Mary, the thing of it is that Jeff's in the other room with a headache. I didn't really want to yell. And I forget, and I talk loud anyways. I have to think about not talking loud sometimes. So I'm going to go, guys. I want to spend some time with him this evening. If he's up to it, we're going to watch a movie. And like I said, I may do a live this week sometime. And I hope you all had fun. And Mindy, again, thank you for that box. I'm just overjoyed. I love you all, guys. Bye-bye and have fun. Bye, Patricia. Bye, Becky. Bye, Mindy. Bye, Mary. Bye, Gloria. I don't know who else was here right now. Janet. Bye, Janet. But bye, everyone. And thank you so much, everybody. Now then, let me see if it'll let me type a comment. Yeah, you have to work on your own merry faces, Mary. Bye, Dawn. Have fun. Bye-bye. Okay, how do I make it stop?